I think ESPN, Ed Ashoff talked to you and said that you told him that there's some movement in the quarterback competition. I guess what was happening the last couple of weeks that's made some movement there?
Well, guys developing. We're getting close to game time, so it's those guys getting ready to go. At this point, who's ready to get on the field? Who's going to give us the best opportunity to move the offense, make plays, and gives us the best opportunity to win games. So it's starting to sort itself out. I see us playing more than one quarterback in the first game because, part of the competition also comes down to, even though I probably feel good with knowing who's going to start by Monday, I hope, and see how they handle it. The problem is we come out Monday, I think, okay, this guy's ready to be a starter. Now we transition a game plan and they really don't handle it well. I might have to flip and go back. And so, and then the other aspect is getting into a game. Even though a guy's a starter, we want to make sure that they're ready when the lights come on. If he collapses, another guy really is much better when the lights come on, and we got to look at that aspect of the evaluation too. But and you got to have more than one quarterback ready to play, as we know through the years here. That we've had to play some years where we had to go to number 3 and be ready to go to number 4 on the depth chart. So. I think all the guys have progressed. I've seen good improvement by everybody moving forward, though.
How many of the 3 are still in contention to start?
All of them. There's always that opportunity that to do it, but I think the guys kind of are getting that feeling of how it's going to shake out a little bit themselves. If you ask them, I bet they'd have a good feeling, even though I haven't met with them all about it.
Have you narrowed down the reps with those guys yet? Like, I know you're splitting.
Yeah, no, we're still getting tons of reps. Once it went down to 3 guys here, 3 guys getting reps. There's especially this time of year, there's plenty of reps to go. There's plenty of reps to go. The one thing you saw that I had to monitor is that the throw spike after it went from 4 to 3. The number of throws per practice spiked up on our charts. I'm like, holy cow! What did we do today in practice that caused this big giant spike in throws? We went from 4 quarterbacks to 3. So I think they're still able to get a lot of reps, all 3 guys.
Dr. Gray told us that even with the extra snaps, the quarterbacks were still showing arm strength all through the practice and still just.
Yeah, they all got really strong arms, and we balance it. And Brian does a good job of monitoring it and rep counting and making sure guys are ready to go. I've been impressed in their preparedness to come into the season, where there's been minimal fatigue with the quarterbacks at all during training camp. So that's good. I think I think they'll learn about their work ethic and how accurate they have to be and working all the little things. You always saw, Dak's the last guy that's here, but every quarterback, you see improving from one year to the next. That summer is so important. I think they did come in being prepared for camp that way. I think they're going to know, hey, I not only got to be prepared, I got to be ready this way in the future.
Last week, who's been that most consistent guy?
A quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah, there hasn't been one that's been above everybody else. So just, like I say, is I have a good deal of it sorted now. It hasn't done this. There hasn't been one guy that's way up here and everyone else is down, or whatever, whether these guys perform poorly or one guy performed great. It's all still, everybody's right there pretty close. Even in the grading, I think, grading system, you think, okay, that'll sort it out. It's all everybody's within 1 percentage point of each other after about, 2,500 snaps. So they're all pretty that much right there.
Coach Evans has said that he saw improvement from his group in the second scrimmage. Would you kind of see?
Yeah. A little better, a little bit better up front. I thought we were able to run the ball a little bit better, which is important. That sets everything up there and the efficiency in running the ball. And doing it with the younger guys. Holloway, we've rested him a little bit. So, to do it with some of the other guys and be ready to have depth at the running back and be able to run the ball with depth is going to be really important for us this season with young wideouts and young quarterback.
How is the separation at the running back position?
No, not at the top. I think Brandon, I know, has had an excellent camp, and even though we've rested a bunch, Ashton's played really well, and Harris Williams played really well. D. Lee's, coming along a little bit, and the other guys are still coming along, but those 3 I haven't seen much separation between those top 3.
How's the health of the team?
We're going into the, coming out of camp, we're fairly healthy. A lot of guys banged up, bruised up. We have 2 guys that are going to miss significant time. You got Talando Cleveland's going to miss the year with a torn ACL. So he's going to be out for the year. We'll visit later whether he's going to use his redshirt year and come back. I think we'd lean towards that right now, but see moving forward. And then the other guy, Cedric Giles, broke his arm, and so he's going to be out till about mid-season. Not see how that recovery goes for us. But everybody else we expect. At this point, we expect to be healthy for game 1.
Sayed's injuries, obviously, 2012.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Can he still apply? Is that something y'all visited later?
I think I think he has the opportunity to have a 6-year to come back. And again, one of the things I do with the guys is we don't visit that immediately because it's all emotional. You get hurt, guys have worked so hard to get into these situations and so hard to go play, and especially you're in a senior, you're an older guy, and to have it taken away from you like that is so emotional. So, one of the things we worry about is let's worry about getting healthy, get our health back on track first, and then we'll decide on the future a little further on down the road.
Have you made any with those two situations? Have you kind of adjusted any of the guys on the roster?
Yeah, guys got to step up. We got to get guys to step up. So, we got Maurice Smitherman. He's played corner. He's rotating in there. Jamal Peters has got the physical tools to go out there and play some corner, and the young guys have got to just step up and go play.
How does that affect a guy like C.J. Morgan, who is a true freshman, but in that
Well, it's going to open up as you move guys away from safety. It opens other opportunities at the safety position. So we'll see. We'll make sure we get guys ready and get guys on the field.
Are you comfortable with the depth you have despite those two guys being down?
Well, comfortable is an interesting word right there. I'd much rather be much more comfortable without the injuries. But, it is, we've always kind of played around here. Guys know and they develop, and, they know if I'm given an opportunity, I'd be ready, better be ready to go take that opportunity. Where, one of the things with this year's team, injuries are tough on us because we're already a very, very young team. When you have a really young team like that, it's not the single injury. It's the trickle-down effect. Instead of, hey, we'd like to play a lot of guys. So instead of, hey, we're rotating these two guys to rotating these two guys. It's not the one-for-one change. It's kind of you go from these two to these two. And that's one of the things that it does hurt with the development, especially when you have a very young team.
I know you said you wasn't pleased with the quarterbacks in that first scrimmage.